So if you're just getting started and you haven't built anything yet, your account should look like mine, or you should have a page that looks something like this. And it's going to show you the different options of what you can do in terms of using the CMS Hub, the free version. Now they have a pro version that of course gives you a little bit more, right? And you can do so much more with it. But I want to walk you through here with the design aspect of it, and we're going to take a look at some of these here as well. So one of the things that they do is they give you a theme. A theme is pretty much a pre-designed template based on the industry that you're in, based on the style, the type that you want to go for. So we're going to take a look at some of the themes there to kind of give an idea how that works. But the goal today is I want to show you how to use their drag and drop builder. So let's start off first by going to the browser theme. So I'm going to open up a new browser here. So when you come here now, you can, set this to active theme. You can see view themes in the marketplace. So you can click on the preview here to preview the theme. You can also search. You can view themes in marketplace, or you can install theme, a theme forest theme. So theme forest gives you so many themes that you can be able to use to build your website. So when you click on install a theme from theme forest, well, before we do that, let me just open up the marketplace here so we can take a look at themes to have. So you click on install a theme from theme forest, and then you'd have to put in here the code, the purchase code that you have from them, and then you can be able to connect that theme. But you would have to get a membership from theme forest first to do that. Okay, so they've integrated that part of it. I'm not going over that right now. So let's go over to their marketplace. Now when you come to their marketplace, all these are themes that you can be able to use for free on their the CMS Hub, right? So you can be able to scroll through here based on the industry, based on the design type that you're going for. Then you can preview this and you can install it. So you scroll through here, they have so many types. And I'm going to take a look at, let's say you want to take a look at this one, for example. You can view the details, and it's going to show you the details, the type that you can use this for. And you get a preview too for it. You can kind of scroll down. So even before you start to look at all the other themes, so you can just kind of get a preview. You can check out the features, what the features are. You can see what's included. Now again, they have a free version of it, and then they have a pro version. Now what's included, so you have 9 templates, right? What does that mean? The 9 templates are the different pages that are part of your website, okay, that you can be able to use: the about, contact, services. So these are all the pages that come with this particular template. Now let's go over to the system type. So you can be able to use, these are system pages. So you can set a forward page. If there's an error on your site, you can be able to customize that for email, unsubscribe, website header, the foot navigation, and all those things, search focus. So that's what that is. This are back end. So this is not something that you can control on the front end, because most websites, they have a front end edit and they have a back end. So these are the system stuff that you can customize on the back end. And then here shows you the different type of sections that you have. Now all these are different things that you can be able to use to customize how your site looks, right? A call to action, events, hero slider, page title, pricing. So they give you a lot of different tools that you can get started with. And then you have the 29 modules. And the modules are just different blocks on your website that you can integrate, right? Customize, use, and you're good from there. So we're going to take a look at that in just a moment. So you have the map, the media box, the menu. So those are the key things that's included. Now it's important for you to understand that what's included and the flexibility that you have. Again, this is the free version of it, right? And with the free version, this is all what you can be able to use to design. Now all that's going to make a lot more sense when we take a look at building it from scratch, so you can see how all that works. But you can kind of see some of the other sites that clients have designed. So now let's go back here. Let's go back to the top. Okay, so let's preview this now. So you've taken a look at a screenshot. If you like how this look and you want to see how this is actually going to look when you build it, you can click on preview. Now, when you click on the preview, you can open it in a new window. So it's a new window by itself, right? So you scroll down, but we don't have to do that right now. So you scroll down, right? And you taking a look at, again, when you start to, if you use this theme, you can be able to customize any page here that you see, right? So as you browse through different pages, you can tweak the colors, the text, the images, and all those things. That's really great because whatever content that come pre-designed, you can change that. All this accordion like this, you can change all that, right? So you scroll down, and then one thing that you always want to check too is you want to check the mobile, right? You always want to check the mobile version. So you check the tablet and you see how this is going to look. So this is showing you how it's going to look when people are looking at it from a tablet. So scroll through. So it looks good. There are times when you may want to make some adjustments if it's not how you want it to be. And you go to the mobile view. And then you scroll down for the mobile view. And again, with the adjustments with the mobile view here, you know, the free versus plus comparison, this the header for me. I'll make some adjustments to that, you know, but that's what I mean by, you know, go through it and see what you want to change, right? So you scroll through this, and if you like this theme, you can just click on install theme. Once you install the theme, then it's going to be across your domain names. That's how, you know, that's going to work. So we're not installing right now. We're going to come back to that later on, but I wanted to show you, and you can browse their marketplace for so many different types of themes. Again, based on the type of website or the service or product that you offer, you know, then you can choose a design that fits that, right? So you can scroll through the page features, accordion. When you click on there, it's going to show you all the ones that has accordion, app integration. You can integrate different your apps with it, the banner, the blog post, the calendar. So all these are different features that it has. So let's come through here. And then the pages type. If there's a specific type that you're looking for, you can scroll down and choose it. Now, again, based on if you have the free version, there might be some limitations as to what you can get, right? But then, and I think this shows here, let's go to preview here. I think this might even show you. So if you go to free versus plus comparison, this is going to show you what comes with the free version and what comes with the paid version. So when you scroll through here, then it shows you all the additional features that you don't get with the pro version of it, right? So free versus pro shows you everything, and you're scrolling through, and you just go through like this to see all what comes with it. Now, again, some of the things here that says the pro, if you're getting started, you know, they're not a deal breaker. You know, they're really not a deal breaker because you can make do with the free version and design a professional, you know, decent site to get started. If you want the bells and the whistles later on, then of course you could always upgrade to that. Okay. So now that we've taken a look at this, let us go back here. So I'm going to just X this out. So we've seen the different, you know, themes to have. So I'm going to go back here. So we've browsed the theme. We're not customizing any themes yet because we haven't installed it. So that's why it's not active. Okay. And then we can look to build your site. So you can also build a site. So now we're back here, publish and manage your pages, which is what I wanted to show you how to create. And then you have a section here for the blogs. We'll take a look at the blog, you know, later on. So you want to go over to marketing and click on landing pages. If you haven't built anything yet, this is what your page is going to look like. But if you have, then it's going to look a little bit different. You have this create right here. You can click on this drop down. You can create a website page or a landing page. A landing page is just pretty much just one page that you want to focus all your attention on that specific page. So let's do that. We're going to click on get started. So you put your name and you click on create. So once you've done that, it gives you options to choose the type of landing page that you want to build. So as you scroll through here, you can see the types that they offer. Now, one of the beautiful things about a landing page is that it allows you to capture people's information, right? It gets straight to the point. It's not a full website where it has 5, 6, 7 or more pages. And as you scroll through here, you can choose from any one of these. So if you have an ebook offer that you're trying to create something for, you can utilize one of these. If you have a blog type, you can do that. And then you can take a look here at page 2. So these are all the different designs that you can be able to use for your landing page. Let's go back to the first page here. Okay. So let's say I wanted to go with something like, let me see what I'm going to choose here. I'm going to choose something like this, right? I can preview this and see how this looks. And it's a landing page. This is all the information that I have on here. There's nothing more that I can add to it, right? This is it. So if I like how this look, I can make sure that you look at the responsiveness too. You look at it from a tablet. You look at it from a mobile phone. You can look from a tablet. This shows you how your viewers are going to see. Now you see the alignment stuff here. You may want to adjust that. Again, you may want to adjust the borders right there, right? The columns. That's what you can do. So let's go back here now. You can use this template. So if you like this one, all right, let's go back to the desktop view. I can say use template. And now this is the template that I am going to use. Now on the left section here, you click to add. You can be able to drag and drop different things on your page. One of the beautiful things about CMS, right, like this, is that it allows you to drag different things on your page. You don't have to be a coder to build anything. So you scroll down the functionalities, as you're grabbing these are different modules that you can just drag on and put in your page. And then you have sections, right? Now again, this might be because you have the free version, because sometimes the free version is limited to what you can do, right? And sections, you can be able to customize and create new sections. And sections, pretty much, they help you if you're going to use something a lot, right, repetitive, then you can just build a section that you use all the time. Now let's go over to the layout. The layout shows you that how you want each section to be designed. So when you see one, you have one layout like this, you can put everything under one, or if you want to split it up like this, you have that flexibility to do that. And as you move your mouse over, you click on that, you can be able to edit the content right on the page. So if I wanted to edit this, I can click now, and it shows what you see on the right section here. This is what you see on the left. So I can be able to choose create a new form, and you can go to the style. You can choose a form based from this style, right? So you scroll down, and then as you move over the page, wherever you click your mouse, this is what you can edit. And that's the beautiful thing about landing pages. You can just move anywhere and you can edit it. You can change the text, right? So if I wanted to change this to what, highlight all, you provide. I'm just showing you an example that if you ever use any type of editing document, you can do that as well. And then also with the pictures, you can click on that. If you wanted to change this picture, all you'd have to do is just to click replace. And then from it, you can upload an image directly from your computer or anywhere you've downloaded, like an external hard drive, or you can also get one from a URL, or you can design with Canva. I'm not going to go over Canva today, but you can also design different dimensions with Canva, right? So you open it up and then read the cookie stuff, but I'm not going to go through that right now. Let's just X this out. But I just wanted to show you, you can also browse folders of the images that you have, right? So if you've already uploaded images, you can browse them here, or you can kind of click to create a folder, and I'm going to call this one test images, or just images, right? New. And you click save. So this allows you to be able to add new images on this particular folder. You can create as many folders as you need to. Now, one of the benefits about creating folders is that it lets you add, it helps you organize things. You know, I've seen sometimes people create sites where you look in the back end, things are all over the place. This helps you to organize everything, okay? And you can browse all your folders you need, have as many as you need. So let's X up from here. And again, you can change the width. As with anything, as you move your mouse over, you can change the width, you can change the title, right? This is the alt text for SEO purposes, not for anything. So let's go over now. You can change just the exact width. You can change the image size. to custom. If you don't like that, you can change it to custom. And when you change to custom, if I want to make this bigger, let's say I'm trying to highlight this particular in the middle, well, I can change this to, I'm just going to put it random to 500. So now that's bigger than the rest of them. And as you move your mouse over, you see right here, you can see the image. You can also clone this particular module. Let's say that you wanted to duplicate this photo. I click on clone. And just like that, I've been able to clone it. And I can come to this one and I can customize it to be a little bit different size, right? Or if I didn't like it, I'll just click to delete. And now there you go, have the original one again. So as you move your mouse over, you can do the same thing too for this one. You can replace it or you can remove it. And when you click on the style, you click on this visibility drop down. You can show and you can hide it. So if you don't want to show this at a particular breakpoint, now breakpoint is based on the different devices that you use, right? So if you use a device, on the breakpoint for each device is going to be a little bit different, right? So there's 477 pixels for the mobile phones. Each phone that you use have a certain type of breakpoint. Now I don't go too much about breakpoint and get you confused. So I'm gonna keep it simple. So let's put that back. You go over to alignment, and you can kind of align things here. Again, let me scroll up so you can see what I'm doing. So notice when I move the alignment to the right. Let me go back up. So I'm moving it. So I can move it to the right or I can move it to the left. It's going back. So this gives you flexibility. Sometimes you want to put a little bit more space, like that. You can design this and move it over, right? You can do all these. And you can apply to all sides. So if I click apply to all sides, if I change one, it's going to be universal, right? It's going to change all across the board. So that's where this comes in. So if I delete that, then I can just change individual sides. But then if I wanted to change my mind, I click here, right? Then I could, when I click whatever I click here, it's going to do the same thing. Notice all four corners are being changed. And then this for the padding. So then you want to do the margin here. You can do the same thing too for the margin, right? So I do that for the margin, it's changing, or I can reset it and I can take that off. So that's how you change the margin. And let's go over to the background now. So you scroll over to the background, you can change the color. You click this right here. If I wanted to give that a little bit different color, I can do that, change this there. If I wanted to change it to be unique, I can do that as well. And let's go over to the borders. You can choose your style, you can choose dash. And again, this allows you to give you a lot of flexibility in terms of being creative for what to do, how to do it. I go to inset, double. I can change the color for the border as well if I wanted something a little bit. And then you can do that. Let me go back to outside and ridge. And then if you wanted to reset all styles, let's say you've made changes and you realize that, what, this is not what I wanted. I'm just going to reset it, and that's going to reset it, for there. And it's going to change it. So you can, again, duplicate. You can click the image. It's going to show. You can edit it, right? So that takes care of that part. And the same thing too for this, right? So I've clicked this column here, and this is showing you, and this the module. I can be able to easily drag and drop something on the page just like that. I've just dragged something. Now that doesn't make any sense to put in that space, but I wanted to show you how simple it is for you to drag anything. Let's say design. I wanted to add a divider. Let me scroll down here. I can add a divider by dragging and putting a divider right there. And then from that divider, I have the line. I can choose the color for this particular divider. So this is the divider right there. So I'm going to click. I can choose the size. All right, let me put this to, I'm just trying to show you here, the width. Now the width is 100%, so it can't really go more than that because this is just one column right there, right? I can choose the spacing. So if I move that, you see how the spacing change. For the line, I can use a dotted, and I can use a dash, and I can change whatever color that I want for the content. So let's say if I didn't like how this looks, all I have to do is just delete it, right? And that's gone from there. So as you move your mouse over, just pay attention to this right here, right? This allows you to click the edit module. You can click the edit on there and the styles. So now I think that covers the module section. So again, if you wanted to add a media anywhere, let me see where I can add something. So I can add an icon, just drag this and put it right there, and then I can add an icon. I can choose to replace this icon from so many other icons here. Just scroll down, right? I can choose to add that. Now I've changed the icon. I can go over to the style if I wanted to, let's say, change the background or fill it. I can choose the color for this, right? So you choose the icon for that. Again, this gives you so much flexibility. You can choose the style. You can choose the corners, rounded, square, custom. You can set custom to whatever rounded radius you want. So I can go all the way to 100. Oops, go to 100. Let me click back here. So I can go to 100, and then that can change like that. So let's go back now. We're going to take a look at something else. We can add a blog. Now this particular design, I'm just dragging things over to show you all that you can be able to do, but you can build some amazing things just with this. Some really cool and amazing. You can do a post email subscription, put that on there. Now you have the email subscription form right here, and then you can scroll through. You can put whatever you want. So another thing too is you want to notice right here, it says undo. So if there's something I did, I can always click on the undo, and I can click on the settings. Now with the settings, this is what the page name is going to be. This is the title of that. And then it's going to give the URL, and you can put in your meta description. So all these are things that you're going to need for the SEO, right? This is the preview of what it's going to look like. And then you can look at the landing page, shows you in the snippets and advanced stuff to do there. So let's X that off. And then this has autosave as well. So you can click to edit, undo, you can click file, you can click new page, you can run A/B test. Now this won't let you run that because it's the free version, but I believe that the pro version or the paid version, you can be able to run A/B test. So you have to upgrade it, to the professional version, which is something I recommend to do. If you're trying to test 2 pages out to see how they work, then you can upgrade to that and then see how that works. And then edit, the theme is compass, and then go to setting, general, feature, image, template, the stuff that I just showed you. If you need help, you go right there, file, and then let's go over now to the content. So it's just showing you the content and the structure of the pages so that you know exactly what's there. So if I were to click on this, it's going to take me exactly to that particular section. So let's go back here now. So if you have a long page, sometimes you're building a landing page and it's very long. So what you want to do is, instead of you having to scroll all the way through to find the specific sections, the content section here. So let me scroll back to the very top. Okay. So if I wanted to find something at the very bottom, I click follow me. It's going to take me right to that section. So instead of having to scroll all the way through, I can just do that. And then you can change your follow me here. This is social. You can click to edit. You can add your Facebook, Twitter, whatever social platform, at the URL. You can choose to open it in the same window, open a new window. Now they have something called link type no follow. No follow is just saying you don't want the search engines to be able to index this. Now there are times when that makes sense, because if you have let's say that you have a membership site, right, where you don't want the search engines to particularly index that, then you can just click no follow, and then the robots will be able to follow it. So that takes care of the contents here. And then next you have the optimization, and then you can be able to optimize the description, the images. Now it's important for you to optimize your images with the alt text, because if someone is loading something and it's taking forever to load, then the alt text let them know what that particular stuff is about. Now I'm not going to cover too much about SEO in this, because this one seems to have some limitations on there, because it's the free version, but it does give you enough to kind of go off of that. So now we're going to go over to the links, right? page has less than 300 inbound links. This gives you an idea of how that's going to work. And then mobile friendliness, this page lets you know if it is, which all the pages are going to be mobile friendly. And then you go to the test. Now again, you can't really test this because it's the free version, but you can run adaptive tests, you can run A/B tests to see the results, and then you can check out the site navigation. So get started, it's showing you can click drop down here, you can clone it. Instead of you having to rebuild it again, you can click to clone it, and then it's the blog page. You can create your first blog here, and you can see what the blogs are. So now if I click publish options, right, I can schedule this to I can publish it right now, or if I wanted to publish this at a later date, so I can click publish and continue editing, right? I can schedule. When I click the schedule, I can choose the date, the time that I want this to go out, which is really great because sometimes you're working on something and you don't want to publish it right away, right? So I'm just going to X that off. And I can also preview this just to see what it looks like. So now you see the changes that we made, right? Not the greatest, but I just wanted to show you the flexibility that you have, you can be able to do with something like this. And another thing too is when you click here, you can be able to choose who you want to be able to preview this. So if you have someone on your team and you want them to take a look at it, before you actually launch it, right, you can be able to choose who will get access to be able to see that, and this is what they're going to see. Right, as several people, you can choose a contact that you want. This is really great too because again, if you have a team and you want someone to view that and give feedbacks, then they can take a look at it, right? And you can preview as contact, and then they can also view the different types here if they have anything. So let's go back here. So we're going to open this in a new tab, the actual site itself. So this shows you what the general public is going to see when they look at this site, right? So when people go to your domain name, this is what they're going to see. Whatever changes that you've made, this is where they are going to be able to see those changes.